The alien ship floated silently in the cold darkness of space. Its engines were off. No lights blinked. From the outside, it looked like a dead thing, a ghost ship drifting between stars. But inside, someone was alive. A soft cry echoed through. A metal hallway. It was weak, but full of pain. In a locked chamber, behind thick alien walls, a girl sat curled on the floor. She was not human. Her skin glowed a soft silver blue. Her long hair floated slightly in the low gravity. She wore a royal sash torn at the edges. This was Princess Leora of Villaria, the last living member of her royal family. Her eyes were filled with tears. Her arms hugged her knees tightly. She had not eaten in days. The guards who once watched her were gone. A war had ended. Her people had lost, and everyone believed she was already dead. But she wasn't, and somewhere, far away, on a human warship, called the Phoenix Spear, a soldier was watching an old signal. Corporal Jace Monroe, the AI spoke. This distress beacon from an unknown vessel is 22 hours old. Location? Outer Rim. Sector D94. Jace sat up. Unknown vessel? He asked, frowning. Any life signs? Low but present. Single source. He leaned forward, eyes narrowing. He had seen many traps before fake signals, enemy bait, broken drones. But something about this one felt different. Hatch me into the audio. The AI played the message. There was static. Then a broken voice. Please, this is Princess Leora of Villaria. I don't want to die here. Jace froze. Villaria? That planet had fallen 2 months ago. Everyone said their royal family was wiped out. But this voice sounded real. Scared. Alone. He stood up. Where's the captain? He asked the crewman nearby. Captain said we're not responding. No orders from command. Jace's jaw tightened. He looked again at the signal. It was weak, but still active. She was a live dot, and nobody cared. 2 hours later. A small stealth pod launched from the Phoenix Spear's hangar. It wasn't on the logbook. Jace was inside, flying solo. He had disabled the tracker. He didn't care about rules anymore. No. One was going to answer her call. So he would. The alien ship came into view slowly. Its hull was cracked. Burn marks and blast holes told the story of a fierce battle. It had been a royal cruiser once smooth and beautiful. Now it was just metal wreckage. Jace docked carefully. Keep scans running. He told his AI. I want alerts for any movement. Confirmed. He stepped inside, holding a small flashlight and his pulse rifle. The air smelled old and stale. Every step echoed in the silence. Dead bodies floated in corners, guards, servants, maybe even enemies. All gone, all forgotten. Then he heard it, a sound. Soft. A cry. His heart beat faster. He moved down the hallway, past shattered doors and flickering lights. There it was again, closer this time. A sob, like someone trying not to cry but failing. He reached a sealed door. Behind it, he heard the sound clearly. A girl, whispering something. In another language. Then repeating in broken standard. Please, someone, please. He placed his hand on the control panel. The door didn't open. Locked from inside, he pulled a small tool from his belt and began working. It sparked. Clicked. Open. The chamber was dark. Only a faint blue glow from the emergency lights. And in the corner. She was there. The princess. She looked up, eyes wide, afraid. Jace slowly dropped his rifle and raised his hands. I'm not here to hurt you, he said calmly. My name is Jace. I'm human. She didn't speak. He took a step closer, pulling. A water pack from his bag. You're safe now. You sent a distress call. I came. Still nothing. But her eyes didn't look afraid anymore. Just tired. So very tired she reached out, slowly, and took the water. Her fingers trembled as she drank. Then she spoke, her voice like wind through broken glass. They all left me. They said I was too dangerous to live. Jace frowned. Who said that? She looked at him. My own people. Asterisk. The ship creaked as metal plates shifted in the cold silence of space. The princess sat quietly, leaning against the chamber wall. Her eyes were open but distant, as if her mind was far away. Jace Monroe watched her carefully. He had seen wounded soldiers before. He had seen fear. But this was different. This was betrayal that ran deep. She needs medical attention. Jace told his AI through his earpiece. Her vitals are unstable. Internal toxins detected, the AI replied. She was poisoned. Jace's jaw tightened. Can we treat it? Basic treatment is possible. Full cure requires advanced alien tech. Jace opened his med kit and pulled out a purifier vial. He walked over slowly, showing the device to Leora. This will help you breathe. It won't cure you, but it'll slow the poison, he said. She stared at the vial. Her lips moved slightly. Why are you helping me? I'm Valerian. Jace sat beside her. I don't care what you are. You're alive. You cried for help. That's enough for me. Back on the human warship Phoenix Spear, alarms were starting to go off. Unauthorized launch detected, the comms officer said. Pod ID, Monroe. The captain frowned. That idiot. Where did he go? Outer Rim, Sector D94, right into dead space. The captain rubbed his face. Send a recovery team. Bring him back. He's risking war over a ghost signal. Inside the wrecked alien cruiser, Jace helped Leora to her feet. She could barely stand. There's a small pod docked nearby, he said. I'll get you out of here. Leora looked around the chamber one last time. This was once the Royal Archive, she whispered. They left me in the place where they store the dead. Jace didn't know what to say, so he just held her arm gently and helped her walk. They moved slowly through broken corridors. Sparks burst from damaged wires. A few alien bodies floated, silently unburied reminders of the war. Suddenly, Jace froze. Footsteps. He pulled Leora behind a wall. His hand went to his rifle. 3 shadows moved down the far hallway, tall, armored figures. Not human. Not Valerian. Mercenaries. Bounty hunters. Someone responded to the distress signal. One of them growled in a deep alien voice. If the girl's still alive, we kill her now. Leora gripped Jace's sleeve. Her eyes were full of panic. Jac whispered, We're getting out of here. I promise. They took another path. A maintenance tunnel, half collapsed from the blast damage. Jace guided her slowly, using only a red light to stay hidden. Every sound made them stop. Every turn felt like a trap. They reached the docking bay. His stealth. Pod sat on the edge, its lights dim. But the mercenaries had reached the room. One of them pointed. There! The human! Blaster fire erupted. Jace grabbed Leora and dove behind crates. Sparks flew. The pod's hull was hit. I need a distraction. Jace muttered. LIOR touched a control panel on the wall. This is an old Valerian bay. I might be able to. She pressed a few symbols. Suddenly, the room's gravity failed. The mercenaries floated up, confused. One of them slammed into the ceiling. Jace aimed carefully and shot out a pipe flooding the bay with freezing steam. He and Leora pushed into the pod, sealing the door behind them. AI, emergency launch. Jace shouted. Pod systems damaged. Manual override required. The pod shook as a blast hit its outer shell. Jace ran to the control panel. Come on, come on. Leora touched the screen gently. Symbols glowed. The engine powered up. Jace blinked. How did you? She smiled faintly. This ship uses an old Valerian code. I remember it. The pod shot forward, breaking through debris and fire. They were free, but not safe. The damage was serious. The pod drifted, engine flickering. Leora coughed, her body weak from the poison. She fell into Jace's arms. You need to rest, he said. I don't have much time, she whispered. Don't say that. She looked at him, her silver eyes glowing softly. You don't know what I carry inside me, she said. It's not just a memory. It's a secret my enemies fear. Jace frowned. What kind of secret? Leora looked at the stars outside the window. A power that can change the galaxy. The escape pod floated slowly through space, its lights dim, its engines nearly silent. Inside, it was quiet, except for the slow, uneven breathing of Princess Leora. She lay in the back corner, covered in a thermal blanket. Her skin looked pale, her glow dim. Jace Monroe sat beside her, holding her wrist gently, checking her pulse. He could feel her heartbeat. Faint, weak dot, but still there. The pod's AI spoke softly. Warning, life support at 30%. Engine coolant leak detected. Navigation offline. Jace ignored it. Tell me something useful, he muttered. Like how to save her. Medical help required within 6 hours. Otherwise, system failure likely. Jace clenched his fists. They were too far from any friendly base. Command wouldn't send help. They didn't even know he was gone. He looked at Leora's face. Her lips moved slightly, whispering something. In her own language. Hey, he said softly, brushing a strand of hair from her cheek. Stay with me. Her eyes fluttered open. Where are we? She whispered. Safe. For now, Jace replied. She tried to sit up, but gasped in pain. Jace stopped her gently. I need to ask you something, he said. You said you carry something inside you, something powerful. What did you mean? Leora looked at him for a long moment. Then slowly she lifted her right hand. Glowing lines peered on her palm, shaped like old symbols, ancient writing, pulsing softly. This, she said, is called the stellar memory. It's passed from one royal mind to the next. Jace frowned. What does it do? She took a breath. It remembers everything. Every secret, every ancient code, every piece of knowledge lost to time. My ancestors were caretakers of forgotten technologies, things even your people don't understand yet. Jace looked at her hand, stunned. That's inside your brain? She nodded. Part of it lives in my mind. The rest is hidden in my blood. That's why they tried to kill. If I die, it vanishes forever. Jace sat back, trying to absorb it all. No wonder she had been left behind. She wasn't just a symbol, she was a key to knowledge the galaxy had buried, and someone didn't want it found again. Suddenly, the pod shook. A warning beep rang out. Jace rushed to the front controls. Proximity alert, the AI shouted. Tracking. Beam locked. Unknown ship approaching. Jace looked at the radar. A large cruiser was moving fast toward them. Not human. Not VELARIAN hunters. Double quotes, they followed us. He whispered. Leora's eyes widened. You must not let them take me. If they get the stellar memory, they can use it to restart the ancient. War. Jace loaded his rifle. They'll have to kill me first. The pod shook again as the enemy ship began pulling them in. Jace looked at Leora. Can you still use your tech knowledge? I'll try, she whispered. He handed her his datapad. Access anything you can. I'll buy us time. The enemy ship pulled them into a docking bay. Lights turned red. Metal. Claws locked onto the pod. Jace grabbed his helmet and stood near the door. Ready. The hatch opened. Smoke filled the air. 3 tall creatures entered, armored and armed. There. Leader had glowing red eyes and a long spear. "Step aside, human," the alien said. "She belongs to us." Jace didn't move. The alien raised his spear. "You would die for her?" Jace raised his rifle. "No, but I'd kill for her." Then all chaos broke loose. Blaster fire. Explosions. JACE rolled, dodged, and fired. He took down one alien with a shot to the chest. Another rushed him, but Jace slammed a shock blade into its side. Suddenly, the walls lit up. Energy surged through the floor. Leora stood, holding the datapad, symbols glowing across the screen. "I found an override," she said, voice trembling. "This ship, it's old tech too. My ancestors built part of it." The ship began to power down. Lights dimmed. Weapons locked. JACE looked around, shocked. "You shut them down?" She nodded. "Just for a few minutes. Let's go." They ran down the corridor, past stunned enemies. Leora stumbled, weak but Jace caught her. They reached a small launch bay, an escape shuttle, meant for emergencies. Jace helped her inside. As he set the destination, Leora whispered, "Jace, thank you." He looked at her, his hand still gripping the launch controls. "Don't leave people behind." She smiled faintly. "Your eyes, they don't see rank or power. They see hope. No one's looked at me like that before." He paused. "And your eyes," he said softly, "hold galaxies." The escape shuttle shot out of the enemy hangar like a lightning bolt. Flames danced along its side as it broke through the force field. Sparks trailed behind. An alarm screamed inside the cockpit. Jace Monroe gripped the controls tightly, his knuckles white. "Hold together, hold together." He muttered. Behind him, Princess Leora was strapped into the medical seat. She was pale and sweating, but her eyes were open. Barely. The enemy ship behind them began to move. "They're following us," she whispered. "I know," Jace said, "but they'll have to catch us first." Outside, in the dark space, the enemy ship's engines flared to life. It released 2 black hunter crafts, fast, sharp, and built to kill. They locked onto the human shuttle instantly. "Targets identified," a robotic voice hissed from the lead hunter. "Destroy the human. Recover the girl. Use force if needed." The hunters sped forward. Inside the shuttle, the AI warned. "Enemy. Interceptors approaching. Weapons disabled. Shields at 42%. Jace gritted his teeth. "We're not built for a fight. We need to hide." He opened the star map. A nearby asteroid field blinked on the screen. Perfect. He turned the ship hard to the left. The shuttle dove into the field, spinning through huge, floating rocks and drifting debris. The first enemy hunter followed fast. The second hit it. Small asteroid, and exploded in a flash of light. Leora coughed, but managed a small smile. One down. Jace kept weaving through the rocks, dodging by inches. Sparks flew as the shuttle scraped metal against a massive boulder. "Come on," he shouted. "I've done harder simulations than this." The remaining hunter launched a small missile. The AI spoke. "Impact in 5 seconds." Leora suddenly reached forward. "I can jam its targeting," she said. Her fingers moved quickly on the datapad. 4 seconds. 3. The missile lost its lock. It spun off and exploded far behind them. "Nice trick," Jace said, eyes wide. Leora leaned back, exhausted. "My ancestors didn't just store history. They stored survival." The hunter ship pulled back, waiting, circling. It didn't want to risk another explosion inside the asteroid field. Jace set the shuttle down on the dark side of a giant asteroid. He powered down the systems. "Let's cool off and hide." Inside the dark shuttle, silence returned. Leora laid her head back. Her voice was weak. "Why do you risk this for me, Jace?" He sat beside her, wiping sweat from his brow. "Because no one else would." She turned to him. "You're not like the others. Most humans I met at the council meetings, they looked at me like I was just another alien. But you don't. Even flinch when I speak my language or glow." Jace gave a small smile. "Maybe I was always meant to see more than just species. Maybe I see people." She looked at him for a long time. "You saved my life more than once. If I live long enough, I'll repay you." Jace shook his head. "Just stay alive." "That's more than enough." Suddenly, the AI whispered. "New energy spike detected. Beneath asteroid surface." Jace stood up fast. "What now?" The screen showed a hollow space inside the asteroid. A faint power signal came from it, ancient and unknown. Leora stared at it. "I've seen this before. This shape, this energy." She closed her eyes. Symbols appeared faintly on her hands again. "This is a guardian vault." Jace raised an eyebrow. "A what?" "A hidden chamber," she said. "Buried long ago by the Valerian royal line. It holds memory crystals, blueprints, and maybe even ancient machines." Jace whistled. "That could change everything." He activated the drill beneath the shuttle dot rocks, broke apart slowly. After 10 minutes, a small tunnel opened. They stepped out into the hollow space. It glowed with soft blue light. Floating crystal shards hovered in the air. A single stone platform stood in the center, pulsing like a heartbeat. Leora stepped forward and placed her hand on the platform. The air around them shimmered. A voice echoed ancient. "Powerful female. Welcome, child of Ilaria. Guardian access confirmed. Awaiting purpose." Jace stood frozen. Leora turned slowly, her voice trembling. "This vault, it's responding to me. I can ask it for help. A cure, a weapon, a map, but I can only choose one." Jace looked into her eyes. "You don't need a weapon." She nodded. "Slowly, I choose healing." A soft beam of light wrapped around her body. Her breathing steadied. Her skin glowed stronger. Her eyes turned brighter. The poison was gone. She was a live dot and stronger than ever. Suddenly, the ground shook. "Enemy ship entering asteroid field," the AI warned. Jace pulled out his rifle. "Looks like they're not done yet." Leora looked at him, and for the first time, she didn't look like a dying princess. She looked like a leader. "We're not running this time." Asterisk. The ancient vault inside the asteroid pulsed with soft blue light. Princess Leora stood in its center, glowing brighter now. Her breathing was calm. The poison was gone. She had chosen healing. Jace Monroe watched her carefully. She didn't look like the broken girl he had rescued from a cold prison anymore. She looked royal. Strong. Awake. Alive. Outside the vault, the enemy ship moved closer. The last hunter ship had made it through the asteroid field. Its scanners had picked up the energy spike. "They're here," Jace said. Leora nodded. "Let them come." He raised an eyebrow. "That's a change." She turned to him, eyes steady. "I've been hiding, running, and crying in the dark. But not anymore. My voice was once meant to lead my people. I lost it. But now, I'm ready to use it again." The vault platform lit up again. Leora stepped forward and placed both hands on it. Symbols floated in the air. A hologram appeared showing old star maps, forgotten technologies, blueprints of lost ships, and ancient codes. Jace stared, stunned. "This is thousands of years old?" Leora nodded. "And now it's mine to remember." She turned to him. "But you're part of this now, too." Jace looked confused. "Me? I'm just a soldier." "No," she said firmly. You're the first human who didn't look away from me when I was weak. That means something. Suddenly, the vault began to rumble. A voice echoed through the air again. Guardian override detected. Unknown life forms approaching. Defense. Protocols offline. Jace grabbed his rifle. We need to get out of here. No, Leora said, walking to a small terminal at the edge of the vault. This vault can only be opened once. I won't lose it now. Jace hesitated, then joined her. What can we do? She smiled. Use our voices. She placed his hand. On the panel beside hers, blue light wrapped around them both. The vault responded. 2 minds, 2 codes, 1 choice. Leora looked at Jace. This system wants a bond. A connection between species. My people never completed it. But we can. Jace slowly nodded. What happens if we do? She stepped closer. We share a memory. Yours and mine. Just for a moment. Jace blinked. That sounds dangerous. She smiled softly. Only if you've been hiding from who you are. They touched the core together. Everything went dark. Jace opened his eyes. But he wasn't in the vault anymore. He stood in a silver field under a violet sky. He saw Leora as a child, laughing with her mother. He saw her in training halls, speaking. To stars, learning about peace and war. Then he saw the betrayal. Knives in the shadows. Explosions. Her people falling. Then darkness again. Suddenly, Leora saw through his eyes. His first mission. His fear in battle. His friends who didn't make it. His questions about war. His dreams of peace. And the pain he carried quietly. The memory faded. They gasped and fell, back breathing hard. Jace looked at her. You saw it all? Leora nodded slowly. I never knew. Humans could feel like that. He gave a weak laugh. Neither did I. Suddenly, the AI beeped. Enemy soldiers entering the vault corridor. 3 minutes until contact. Jace stood up. Then we end this. Leora walked to the center and raised her voice. Low hum shook the walls. The vault lit up. She spoke in the ancient tongue and then in perfect human. Standard. This is Princess Leora of Valaria. I am alive, and I will not be hunted anymore. The message was sent. To every nearby system. To every listening ship. A silence followed. Then a ping. Multiple. Pings. Dozens. Hundreds. Ships answering the call. Some Valerian survivors. Some neutral planets. Some human. Jace looked at the screen, stunned. You called the galaxy. Leora smiled. No, we did. Suddenly, the door burst open. Enemy soldiers rushed in, but something had changed. Leora stood tall, glowing brighter than ever. She raised her hand. Vault recognized her again and sent a shockwave through the chamber. The soldiers dropped their weapons. Some even dropped to their knees. She's the true heir, one whispered. The memory has awakened. Jace walked to her side. Ready for the next step? She looked into his eyes. I'm not afraid anymore. The vault shook as power surged through its ancient walls. Blue light wrapped around Princess Leora, making her shine like a star. Her silver blue skin glowed stronger than ever. Her eyes, once filled with fear, now burned with strength. Beside her stood Jace Monroe, holding his rifle. But this time, he wasn't just a soldier. He was her protector, her ally, her first friend beyond the stars. The galaxy had heard her voice. Now, it was watching. Outside the asteroid, dozens of ships had appeared. Some were old Valerian royal ships, now answering a call they thought would never come. Others were human scouts, unsure of what they were seeing, but ready to fight if needed. 1. Message echoed across every frequency. Princess Leora lives. The memory is reborn. Inside the vault, the enemy captain stepped forward. a tall alien in red armor with sharp black eyes and a cruel smile. "You don't understand what you've done," he said. "If you unite the galaxy, war will follow. The old powers will rise, balance will break." Leora looked at him calmly. "No," she said. "You and your kind destroyed balance long ago. I'm not bringing war. I'm bringing truth." The alien raised his weapon. Jace stepped in front of her. "I wouldn't," he said coldly. The enemy fired, but the vault responded before Jace had to. A shockwave burst from the floor, knocking the alien captain backward. He hit the wall hard. Unconscious. Lior walked forward and placed her hand on the vault one last time. It lit up. "Final command?" The AI voice asked. She turned to Jace. "You helped me remember who I was. Now I'll help others remember too." She gave the order. "Release all Guardian vaults. Let every hidden truth rise." Across the galaxy, ancient vaults long buried beneath planets, moons, and ruins began to activate, each one full of knowledge, secrets, hope. The galaxy shivered. History was waking up. Leora and Jace ran back to their small shuttle. More enemy ships were closing in, but now they weren't alone. The first human ship to arrive, a fast-class destroyer named the Silver Flame, sent a message. "This is Captain Vega of the Terran fleet. We're receiving a signal from Valarian Royal Code. Please confirm." Jace responded. "Princess Leora is alive. She's beside me." There was a pause. Then the voice came again. "Escort received. Weapons hot. We've got your back." From above, human ships opened fire on the enemy fleet. Valarian rebel cruisers joined in, answering their princess's call. The battle lit up the sky above the asteroid like fireworks. Jace's shuttle flew out from the rock and joined the chaos. Leora looked out the window. Her voice was quiet. "So many ships, so many lives." Jace nodded. "You gave them something to believe in again." She looked at him. "So did you." As the enemy ships retreated, their leader defeated, a final message was sent out. "The last royal of Velaria lives. The Guardian memory is awake. The war to hide the truth has failed." Peace didn't come that day, but something more powerful did hope. Back on the Phoenix Spear, Jace stood at attention before his captain. "You disobeyed orders," the captain sighed, arms crossed. "Yes, sir," Jace replied. "And I'd do it again." The captain looked at Leora, standing proudly beside Jace. "You changed more than just orders, soldier. You changed the story." He turned to the crew. "Let it be known Earth does not walk away from allies. Not from royalty, and not from those who cry in the dark." Cheers filled the command deck. That night, Leora stood outside the viewing deck, staring into the stars. Jace joined her. "What now?" he asked. She smiled. "Now I rebuild. Velaria is broken, but its heart is still beating. With the memory unlocked, I can guide others." "And me?" Jace asked. She looked at him, soft, eyes glowing. "You? You already changed my fate, but if you want, there's a place for you in the new Velaria." He laughed. "What, as a bodyguard?" She stepped closer, as the one who reminded a princess she was never alone. They stood there, side by side. The soldier. The princess. The fire within them both. Now a flame the galaxy could follow. Asterisk.